But right now I'm trying to fix my damn self because this don't make no sense.
That's right. That's
So
the thing. So we're gonna go live now on YouTube. Um, we are now live on YouTube, and this is the fireside chat for Monday, May 3rd, 2021. We were just before the recording went live, just reflecting on all of the madness that's going on and how just things seem to be off the rails in so many different ways. So that's why we're building PHIRE, so that we can have a place where we can feel as though we have some effect on the outcome of our civilization. Big, broad claims, but this is how it's supposed to be on every planetary civilization that is peaceful, balanced, and part of a greater story. And a lot of what we're going through, to me, seems like what you could consider like from the teenage years to adulthood, where you have to actually take responsibility for yourself. We've lived sort of under the house of government and proxying our safety and our fate to others, and now it's time to take control of that, right? So PHIRE is an effort in that direction. So I've got our bird squeaking in the background. So I'm going to do the PHIRE pledge real quick, and then I'm going to go move the bird. So the PHIRE pledge is: I pledge my mind to the respectful recognition of the sovereign liberty essential to human dignity. I pledge my hands to the creation and maintenance of communal, cultural, and ecological prosperity. I pledge my eyes to watch over the integrity of truth and justice with the acceptance of the natural balance of diversity and equality. I pledge my heart to the connection that binds all of us throughout creation, and I pledge my whole being with humility and love to the grateful service of all sentient beings and human consciousness. And I will duly act in accordance to the principles derived from such wisdom. So welcome. I'll start with some updates after I grab the bird. All right. No biting my ears, okay? I think she'll be quiet if she's actually on my shoulder. So, so the updates on PHIRE are, my intention is to have May the 4th be with you and launch the PHIRE token tomorrow. We have a lot of stuff in place to be able to do that. The only way you'd be able to get the coin is on a decentralized exchange or a DeFi exchange like PancakeSwap on the Binance Smart Chain. We are considering launching two versions of the coin, one on the Ethereum chain and one on the Binance chain. And this would actually be beneficial for a number of reasons. I'm gonna have you sit right there, okay? This would be beneficial for a number of reasons because there's things we can do on both chains. There's a DeFi network that's just opened up called QuickSwap on what's called the Matic network. And they've taken the prices of Ethereum exchanges and gotten rid of what are called gas fees. And not gotten rid of them, just reduced them to what they were supposed to be originally, which was like pennies instead of like, right now you can do an exchange on Uniswap, which is the Ethereum chain, and you could be buying $20 worth of a token and have to spend, $100 in transaction fees, which is ridiculous. So a lot of people are trying to find alternatives or come up with new solutions and options for people. So this QuickSwap exchange and the Matic network seems very promising. I'm working out some bugs on there that I'm trying to figure out. And we've been doing a lot of consideration around how we are going to distribute new coins that we create as PHIRE to PHIRE token holders, and also basically like what our roadmaps and targets are in terms of, if we raise this much, we can do this, 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 and this. If we raise this much, we can do this, 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 and this. I'm very excited about the PHIRE phone because we're working on some contracts right now with two governments and a big sports situation where we want to do what's called a provisional contract, which is if you can demonstrate the technology works by September 16th of 2021, let's say, then we'll buy X amount of phones. So with that kind of a contract, we can go and get bridge loans, and frankly, like with the phone sales, just on private sales alone, we could do billions of dollars in transactions, in revenue. I'm sorry. So that's a very exciting thing. So like we're just taking it, like taking the pie pieces and saying, okay, with like let's say $2 million, we can get the progressive web app done so that we have our own PHIRE network, kind of like MetaMask or Trust Wallet, have a wallet system with an internal browser and app built in, take what we've got in the App Store, move it onto the progressive decentralized blockchain web, and then we can start making revenue on transactions and on new tokens that we create, new businesses that we create in the network. And that would be like, that would be spectacular, right? If we could just get to that point, then we'll have a functional network and all the blockchain folks will come in, and then we've got our governance and spiritual sort of core, and then we can build with that. There's be a lot of energy in the system, a lot of transactions in the system, and a lot of security and all of the functionality that we need to make PHIRE the corporation work with everybody's input. And then if we can raise from that, let's say get to 10 mil, then we implement the phone, right? And we've got the phone in production. We're doing the medical devices and all of the things we need on that side. We've got two really core group of developers who are incredible. One is, I think I've alluded to before, they've built the quantum computer for the United States back in the day, and then also built the blockchains for IBM Watson and Google. So they're very, very knowledgeable and very secure and treat it very, very properly. They, however, are so professional, they don't touch coins, right? They've thought from the beginning, and rightly so, that it's sort of like a nonsense speculative market. And in many ways it is. But if we, with our other group, they focus just on blockchain development and incorporate tokens. So between the two, we have a very strong group. Oh, and we talked with, I think I mentioned this last fireside chat, we talked to the guys from Pirate Chain, who focus on true anonymity. Their coin is one of the few privacy coins out there, and they're very excited about what we're doing because we are able to provide a free speech zone that's protected, that gives us an economy that's protected, and we can maintain people's privacy there. And they're very excited about that aspect. So we're sort of figuring out the ways that they're going to kick the tires on that. So yeah, the big things that are announcing here is that we're going to be launching the token very shortly. To do that, you're going to need to know how to use MetaMask or Trust Wallet and be familiar with DeFi exchanges like PancakeSwap and Uniswap. And then we're going to set roadmaps on the website. If we get this much, we do this. If we get this much, we do that. And then from there, working on the phone contracts right now, the provisional phone contracts. Because just those two things, between the exchange and getting the app up and running and providing transactional volume, and then the phones, like we're talking about $1 billion corporation here that we can then turn into like $1 billion app, essentially, which is ultimately the goal, so that we can have this ecosystem that's protected and start operating as the free people of Earth, making decisions on how we work together collectively. And we start, I had dreams of like, oh, I'm going to launch this and everybody's just going to be totally about it from the jump. And I thought I'd have like 1 million followers by now with Baseline, but there's been suppression and, strange things that have kept it from being that. And I'm sort of the mindset that nothing good comes easy, right? So it's been a slog in some ways, but I'm very happy to do it. Like I wake up every day, and I'm just excited to get going. Although I have to say today, Baseline, I didn't get to sleep very early last night, and waking up at 4:30, I was just like, oh, why am I doing this? So yeah, that's the updates for PHIRE. I want to open it up to questions. Ethan or Michael in the chat just said, going to need how-to videos on the site to use those wallets, etc. There are videos right now out online on how to use the various wallets like Trust Wallet and MetaMask, and it would behoove you to learn those. I posted them in the PHIRE chat the other day. We'll do so again, and yes, I'll go ahead and post those videos up on the PHIRE website, so that people can become familiar. But it would behoove you to become familiar with how to use them, because that's going to be a lot of how the PHIRE app functionality is going to be. Okay, so it's to your benefit to do that, because you're going to, if you want to get FHIRE tokens, you're going to need to know how to do that. And then B, when the app transmigrates onto that blockchain infrastructure, then it's going to be basically like, I mean, it's going to be like the new Facebook essentially, right? Where everybody's familiar, all the functionality there, but you have to become familiar with some of the basic understandings of how those wallets work, how to connect your wallets to various websites and various exchanges. And because that's going to be a lot of the functionality of the FHIRE app. Besides the fun social stuff and the voting, you're going to have to know how to use that to vote, because you're going to have to be able to send your voting tokens to the right wallets to choose yes or no. Okay, so that's it. Thanks, Natasha. She said that was a great baseline this morning. And so here we go. We've got a lot of great folks in here, a lot of familiar faces. Welcome back, everybody. Marcus has done us the pleasure of saying Marcus, Germany, so that we know which Marcus it is. So thanks, Marcus. I see a couple new names, I'm pretty sure, but I want to open it up to questions at this time for any of the things that I've covered, or any specific questions for tokens, how to use even the apps. I'll go into it right now. And just any general questions for FHIRE and for myself, even whatever you'd like. I'm here to basically be available to everybody on an ongoing basis for not just questions of functionality, but grander vision and how we're going to do things rolling out. So if you have a question, please raise your hand in the group. Fong, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone.
Good to hear your voice again.
Thank you. Same. I guess my question is, I started doing crypto in January. I just wanted to know what's the difference between, like, let's say the Ledger Nano and then the MetaMask. So the Ledger is where you save all your addresses, and then is the MetaMask, I don't know.
Okay, great question. And it's an important one. So the Ledger Nano, plus there's a couple different ones, and they're what are called hardware wallets, which is essentially a USB device that you stick into your computer, and you can add the tokens that you want to store on there, and it'll accept custom tokens, some of them too. I think the Ledger does too. And you create a wallet for that specific token in that device. And that device you then unplug from the computer, and it's no longer connected to the internet, which means no one can hack it. That's the only way to keep your tokens super safe. If you have them in an exchange and the exchange gets raided or shut down, or the people are unscrupulous and they decide to just take everybody's stuff, which all of those things have happened. Exchanges, they're what's called centralized exchanges, and they can be hacked, and or the creators can be unscrupulous and run off with everybody's coins, which again has happened. So again, the only way to keep them truly safe is to have an offline cold storage or hardware storage wallet. And it's too much to go into on like how to program them and all of this. There are tons of videos out there. All you have to do is go to YouTube, how to use my Ledger, or and so you can find out all the information there. The difference between that and something like MetaMask or Trust Wallet, these are two wallet providers that are basically extensions, like browser extensions, right? So if you're running on your laptop, you're running, let's say, Chrome or Firefox, you go and download the MetaMask extension, and it gives you a wallet. And it's a whole wallet set that you can actually program which specific kind of wallets or tokens you want in there. Some are what are called ERC20 tokens. Some are called BEP20 tokens. And this is just the protocol that they use, or the blockchain that they use. So ERC20 tokens operate on the Ethereum network. BSC or BEP20 tokens operate on the Binance network, which is just a fork of Ethereum. Somebody was trolling us, the other day when I was sick in bed, and talking about how the source code isn't open and that it's all, smoke and mirrors. And it's like, well, no, it's not. And no, I'm not going to make it open source until, again, we've established market dominance and made our place. Because I've had things stolen, and literally just even from ideas, and people run off and do their own version of it. when I was trying to hire them, right? So the difference is between like Ethereum and Binance is very little, other than when they forked it, they basically took the open source code of Ethereum, created their own version, hosted it themselves, distributed it, and then changed some of the algorithms so that the finance, the transaction fees would be less. That's essentially the same thing. So that's good for the market, right? Because everybody's just doing these decentralized exchanges and switching one coin for another coin on various different chains, which all have protocols. So like if you take your Ethereum coin and want to go on the Binance chain, you have to transfer your Ethereum to BNB, which is their token for exchange on their network. If you want to go from Ethereum to the Matic network, which is a new one that just came out, you have to change your Ethereum into Matic tokens. And that is your what you pay your gas fees or your transaction fees in. Hope I'm not making this too muddled for everybody, but this is some crucial understanding that you need to be operating in the Bitcoin or blockchain world. Like if you just want Bitcoin or Litecoin or some of these other tokens, sure. But if you want to get involved with FHIRE or FHIRON and or some of these other kind of new tokens that are coming out, you need to become familiar with MetaMask and Trust Wallet and how to switch your coins from one chain to another chain, which is a service that MetaMask and various other providers are doing now. So MetaMask is a wallet system and a browser interface that goes, it's like an extension of your browser, right? But they have the app in the App Store that you can get. So there's two that are really good. One is called MetaMask, and it has this little foxy, this little fox as its logo. And then the other one is Trust Wallet, and it looks like this right here. Okay. And just download them, and there are explainer videos online on how to use Trust Wallet, how to use MetaMask. And the cool thing is, like with MetaMask and Trust Wallet, is like they have a browser built in. So if you go to an exchange like PancakeSwap, like Uniswap, like Matic Network, and eventually like FHIRON, you'll be able to attach your wallet directly to the exchange through that interface, through that browser interface, like MetaMask. So they essentially, like, you go to the website and it reads if you have your wallet connected, and usually there's a button that says connect your MetaMask, connect your Trust Wallet, and there's a couple other different ones. And then you're able to interface with that website, that progressive web app, essentially, which is what the whole DeFi network is. So you've got your traditional cryptos like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and then you have what are called smart contract chains, which are all built on Ethereum or forks of Ethereum, which allow you to do things like decentralized finance, where there doesn't have to be a centralized exchange that can be hacked. It's a decentralized exchange that runs on everybody's phones or operating systems. So there's no central point of failure, but people's can still be individually hacked, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Sounds like I need
much. Did that answer your questions? Has it given you more questions? How did that land?
It landed good enough. I mean, they're essentially two different things, the Ledger Nano and the MetaMask. So I just need to learn and read a little bit more about MetaMask, and thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Ledger is where you store your coins. MetaMask is where you change your coins and or explore the web and have your coins do things.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Xavier.
You're welcome. So I see Ethan said Mt. Gox. Yes, that was a centralized exchange that everybody was using in 2014, and they had a huge problem, and everybody who had their coins there ended up losing all their coins. They're working on a litigation process still to this day where people are trying to still get their coins. So that's the threat of a centralized exchange. Natasha said, I had taken out my XRP from Trust Wallet, and it seems they took 20% from what I moved to another wallet. So it depends. There are a lot of transaction fees in this whole ecosystem. And some are really, really ridiculously expensive. Like if you're using an Ethereum chain, then like I was saying earlier, you could try to get $20 of Ethereum from another token or something, and it could cost you $100 in transaction fees. So people have migrated away from the Ethereum chain to the Binance chain, while people are sort of like the the whole ecosystem is so underdeveloped, even though we see all of these really great developments happening as a whole. Like, we're still in the infancy of this whole cryptocurrency revolution. And so all of these new projects are coming out, then you find a problem and it's like, oh, let's fix it this way. And then everybody migrates to the next solution and then to the next solution. And everybody's just trying to flip their coins and make money. And that's the driving force behind all of the innovation. But yeah, I tried sending some Ethereum coins to the Matic network, and it cost me like nearly $20 to send $20. So it was pretty expensive. So, there are people out there innovating and trying to make this less expensive, to just be able to transact and do stuff. And that's another place where we hope to see FIRE excel, because we can, here's a fundamental in blockchain stuff. So if you have like the Bitcoin blockchain, very slow, very expensive. It used to be very inexpensive and very quick when there were not a lot of people using it. But the more people who started using it, the more network traffic, and now like a transaction is done every 10 minutes instead of like seconds, where Ethereum, there's a transaction every 10 to 15 seconds, which is still slow, right? And that's why the gas fees are so expensive, because there's a really great website, and I forget the name of it, but it shows you like a visual of like subway trains and subway cars and people trying to pile in each of the subway cars. And it's a visual representation of how much traffic is on each network. And people will pay on both networks more fees to get ahead of the line and have their transaction processed faster. And this drives up the prices, because if there's a huge queue of people waiting on the Ethereum chain, it costs a lot of money to get ahead of the line, and then it drives the rest of the prices for everybody up. Because the miners and the people who are running full nodes will get paid more. It's a whole automated process, but they'll get paid more for processing those transactions for people. So whereas Bitcoin is a proof of work thing where you set your computer to figuring out the algorithm, proof of stake coins, you're paying people to use their computer processor to process your transactions. That's the difference between proof of work and proof of stake. Fundamentally, also proof of stake means like you show that you have paid that much for that coin. So, but with a FIRE network, it'll all be vetted members. It's not just an open chain that anybody can use. You actually have to become a part of the corporation to use it. And so we can therefore increase our level of trust of everybody in the network, because they're part owner of the corporation. And if the corporation, if it costs more, like we can actually pay people a standard fee to process rather than have gas prices go up. And this is sort of revolutionary in the Bitcoin world, in the blockchain world, because the whole system is designed, blockchain and everything was to be trustless. So you don't need to know who you're working with. But we're finding more and more that it's better to know who you're working with, have relationships, at least some level of governance and accountability, and then you can move faster and with more security. So we still have a distributed ledger where everybody who's part owner of the corporation has a part of the ledger, but it's not open to just anybody. So there's no money laundering and trafficking going on, right? I didn't want to miss the chat. What is the target price for opening FIRE token? We'll catch the answer later on YouTube or YouTube. That's a good question. I don't want to announce it just yet. And there's a couple reasons for that. So is anybody here, please put your hand up if you are an experienced trader and have bought coins, especially startup coins. Anyone? Has anybody here actually traded on new coins? Has anybody here used MetaMask? Please put your hand up if you have. Or Trust Wallet. Has no one ever bought any ERC20 tokens? Jordan, not even you?
Yeah, I have some. I don't know how to raise my hand.
Oh, no worries. So, but you've used either Trust Wallet or MetaMask or done some of these new coins, right?
Yeah, I have MetaMask.
Yeah. When you purchase coins, and when you're looking at projects to involve yourself with, what are some of the fundamentals that you look at when you do this? If you don't mind sharing.
Sure, especially, I mean, I have my own way. I have to like the project on a personal note. I'm not like a trader that flips and flops in and out.
Yeah.
So what I do is, yeah, I like the project. I put in what I can, depending on what it is.
And you're mostly like a hodler. You're not like a fast pump and dumper, right?
Yeah, that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
I'm not, that's not my style. Never was, and it's just not me.
Yeah, same here. There has to be like good fundamentals. A project has to actually have some value to the ecosystem, and or I think that they're positioning themselves in a market that's important. Like, I'm not a big fan of Ripple's governance and or centralization, but I think that they're doing the right thing in the market. So as a pragmatist, I say, oh, they're gonna succeed at what they're doing, you know. But I'm also a hodler. What target price do you usually enter coins in? Like, are you opposed to like $30 coins, you know, or do you do the fractions of a penny coins? You know, there's a lot of these like shit coins that are coming out. I have a target price in mind, but there's like we have previous investors who we have to accommodate, and I have a call with them hopefully later today. And there are 200 million FIRE tokens minted right now. And there's 200 on the Binance chain, and there's 200 on the Ethereum mainnet chain. And that was just so that I could get the coin, have it established, and it's sort of like a copyright, right? Like, nobody else can now make FIRE tokens, right? Because we've had people, like, I think there's like permacredits.org. Somebody took everything that I was doing and just scammed everybody and started saying they were doing all these things as if it were me, and it wasn't. So, you know, I just wanted to own the IP there. So the question I have for you is, when do you look for coins under $1, or what's your like sweet spot, or is there one?
So for me, it's been the lower price coins or tokens.
Yeah.
To say, hey, we have a new token coming out at $30. It sounds intimidating, but and then if you said it's 200 million of them at $30 a token, I would be like, wow.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess it depends on a lot of things, like how many tokens are really going to be issued. That's the maximum amount that you can issue, or you're planning?
No. People are issuing billions of tokens and stuff, and that,
No, I'm talking. You said you have 200 million that will come out on.
ever. Yeah. We can't add to that number, and I wouldn't intend to.
Right. So I mean, I don't know how many you're going to issue initially, but I mean, and then what the governance is, hey, you can issue the rest of them next month, or you know, over the next 10 years you're going to issue them. I guess you have to look at that. And then also, you know, some of the projects are issuing tokens and they're already operational. So all these things, for me personally, you know, I would get a feel for it, and it just has to feel right. I'm not the most scientific guy when it comes to this. It just has to feel right. So like this particular project, I'm here following it. I'm here every week. It's a fantastic community. Definitely, I want to be involved in it. So
Yeah.
I put something in on this. But you know, all those other things have to be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
We have technically a valuation around about 140 million, based on our contracts that we've signed and invoices that are out and monies owed to us. Okay. And the coin, we've had people purchase, private accredited investors purchase coins or safes, or I'm sorry, SAFTs at $1 a coin. Okay. And there's a sweet spot, you know, a calculation that we have to get our valuation equal to our market cap realistically at this time, and then how many coins that is and how many we expect to sell and or, you know, make available. There's also liquidity, and we're working with a couple people to get a liquidity providing service so that they can come in and set up a, you know, ETH to FIRE kind of thing. But then there's also the factor of like, you know, Ethereum's on a tear right now. It's hit all new all-time highs, right? And you know, how many people are going to want to take their ETH and put it into an unproven token while Ethereum's just flying? So it's like, which market trading pairs do we have? Do we do USDT, which is sort of where I'm landing? And you know, where's the sweet spot? Like, I have like a range where I want to get in at, and I also want to run it by, you know, our previous investors and make sure that they have the amount of coins to equal that, right? So Angelina, thank you, by the way, Jordan, for your insight.
I
Appreciate
have
it.
one quick comment on Ethereum running. I mean,
Yeah.
it still may be attractive to to pair with Ethereum, right? It's at all-time highs, and
Right.
if you're going to take some off the table, you know, maybe now's the time to do it. You know, at the top, you know, just
I love that.
take something out and let's put it into FIRE. You know.
Yep. That's a great. Oh, and we also have a bunch of influencers that want to get on board, and I've been sort of holding them back, and like, you know, I don't want to pump everything before we're completely finalized, right? I don't want to get a whole bunch of hype. I want to do this properly, and just like, whether we launch and not tell anybody or just tell everybody in our group, you know, that's where I'm leading, and then we can see where we're all at. And then, you know, maybe the price goes up, and then we get a whole bunch of people from all of these influencers and get some big market, you know, get some like intensity from the market, which would be great. Angelina and Jeff, I think you guys have a comment here. We go based on market cap. Can you explain to everybody what that means for some folks who might not know what that metric really has to do with
Hey, so yeah, what I think that means, I think I'm correct, is number of coins times the value of the coin. So you've got a million coins and $1 million, you've got a million times a million is your market cap.
Right.
And so when you see something like Bitcoin's at 50,000, 60,000, well, there's only 21 million of them versus you got something that's got like Dogecoin. It has less, you know, it might be a 40 cent token, but it can't go up so much because it's got like an enormous print run. So I kind of look more at that kind of growth. Personally, yeah, like our, you know, like we bought R and XRP at the same time.
Yeah.
In like the 40 cent range. And then we saw them both double and triple. And it was like, okay. And then we looked at the market cap and it was like, oh, well, R is tiny compared to XRP. 100%. We can see a lot more growth here. And it went nuts. And we're like, well, why is this? And we figured it out. But yeah, as far as go ahead.
No, what did you come up with when you figured it out? Just because that is a smaller market cap?
Yeah, it's a smaller market cap. So, you know, XRP is already like one of the top coins, and R was like number 300 or something at the time. Yep.
That was a good play. I if any of you all are here familiar with Jack Spirko from the Survival Podcast, they actually have a Discord, and they were tipping everybody in R. Like, everybody was tipping each other in R back when it was like 20 cents less than, you know, and he was been promoting it because they're really good. Like, the project's really good. And it's one of the very few privacy coins out there that are really private. You know, they went to a lot of trouble to make sure. Now, there are some flaws in the sense that it's still related to the Bitcoin blockchain. And so there's ways kind of around it in a sense, but that's the same with Monero and all of this. If somebody's really determined, they can start narrowing down. But it really, for where the market's at and where technology is developed, it's like superb. And once people started realizing that, it was like a huge run up. It went from like 20 cents to, you know, $8, $9. I don't know where it's at right now. I think it went down just
about $7.
It's at 7 now.
Yeah, we bought it when it was at 33 or 34 cents.
Yeah.
But so as far as your initial release of the tokens, I'd say try and do it to the community first, just because that's 100%. The people that are already interested, you know, and it kind of makes sense to be like, yeah, you guys are into this FIRE thing. You've been watching Baseline, like, you know what's up. Sort of like FIRE being the first people to get the app. It's like, you're already tuned in. Why not get a little bit of benefit from that? And then the influencers, if they want it, they're going to get in anyways. Man, that bird's going crazy.
I know. I'm sorry if it's disturbing. She found my earrings and then just goes like crazy on the earrings and does her like morning exercise on my ears.
I feel like this is you like finally embracing R, because I haven't heard you talk about it before, and now you've got a bird on your shoulder.
Oh, good God. Yes. And we've just been going through the Pirates of the Caribbean like series, like with my family and my kiddos, you know, so that's so funny. I had another bird, and its name was Hero, and he was such a good bird. and he always sat on my shoulder everywhere I went, like public, anywhere, you know. And one day we were walking out in a park, and a huge wind came by and just took off and like flew with the wind and went very high into the sky, and I never saw him again. And I was sad. But like I don't feel like enslaving pets and animals. Like I don't like that, you know. And so I let him grow his wings out and everything, and we're gonna do the same with Lightning here, but I think we're gonna put like a little leash. But anyway, so arr, what are we talking about?
Perfect.
Right on.
So yeah, no, I ever since Jack talked about R, like I got into it like very early on. You know, I was very much about it. I just I don't really. I guess I don't really make it a point to talk about other coins so much. I do chime in about XRP, and but that's only because I like being not contrarian, but like a little bit of common sense. You know, when people have such strong emotional positions, like, you know, let's think about it logically and reasonably here. But I really like the guys behind Pirate Chain and R, because their values are very important. And they were like, you know, so long as we can operate with your team without us ever having to divulge our identities. I'm like, sounds good to me. So they're going to help us with maintaining our privacy inside the corporation, right?
Yeah, I think that'll be super important. Great, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, again, market cap is the total value of how many coins times what their price is. And you know, I think Bitcoin is pretty ridiculous. Doge is out of this world because there are so many, and for the coin to go up in price, there's really no. But that's the thing. Doge is like a sort of, you know, a kick in the face, or like you know, a teasing of the whole Bitcoin market or blockchain market, because there's absolutely no reason for it to go up in price other than the hype. And it sort of proves the point that even in stocks, like, you could have a good corporation, but if the market sentiment is negative for you, then your stocks will go down, right? Like baseball cards, right? It's the perceived value. And people like to tout the KPIs of a corporation or the fundamentals. But, you know, United Airlines was doing great until they stuffed a bunny somewhere, did some shit with a bunny, and then their stock tanked, right? So their whole value of their company tanked just because everybody said, what assholes. So there's a lot of, you know, optics, right? Like you want to have a good corporate face for the public, and then also have strong KPIs, obviously. You know, being able to have a web extension and an app within that web extension that's totally decentralized but owned by everybody who's using it is a value proposition that hasn't been on the market yet. And I sort of feel like I have been an underdog in the market. I recently calculated how much my crypto would be worth today if I hadn't gotten hacked, and it's off the market, off the chain. Like I would have nearly $100 million. And to think that one individual set all of us back by nearly 5 years, you know, because we would have been already in operation. We would have already been having different conversations now. We would have already been transacting. We could have, you know, built corporations outside of it. We could have built huge projects that have global impact. And it kind of gets my goat. But being here now, ready to go to market with the coin, and with a clear roadmap and a developer team that's out of this world, like, you know, we might as well, right? So I think that, you know, our target price is sort of the balance between our valuation, how many coins there are, and like, I want to give everybody here an opportunity to get in at a lower price, right? And then go kind of open it up to the broader public at large with the influencers, and kind of put the bigger push out there, so that hopefully we go from, you know, 25 cents to $1 or something like that in a short amount of time. So that's sort of my plan with that. And I have the target number, but I have to have a couple more conversations to lock that in. So there you go. Any other questions? We have some new people in here. Tiger Paul 1129. Would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us your name, a roundabouts where you're at, and your superpower.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, my name is Keith. I'm in deep, dark California. Here. Born and raised. Born in East LA.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Queen of the Angels. Anyways, currently, I've had a plethora of careers in my life. I'm currently unemployed. I was in manufacturing of airplane hydraulic components.
Wow.
And my calendar year last year was the last day that I worked. And so I've been in this discovery mode from the beginning. And I'm really I explained to you about how I understand the framework of the internet and the containering and the privacy and getting hacked and all that sort of thing. And I want to learn about Bitcoin and the structure of it. And that's why I'm here right now, is because there's really nothing I know that you can trust on the internet. You said you lost 100 something, lot of money, and it's like,
Nearly,
that's what's going on. And it's been going on from the beginning. So that's why I'm like, I need information. So that's why I'm here. And hopefully I can add something. I'm hoping to be here at the end. That last date you have for the fireside, if you look at my number 1129, that's why it will be hopefully the greatest story ever told when you finish the fireside.
I hope so. I really, really hope so. I think I like at an esoteric level, I feel like this is so important for humanity. And maybe I'm just, delusional, but I feel like there is no example of this anywhere. There were the Iroquois, there's the Swiss, and that's established governance. But if we set up a virtual nation with, UN recognition and jurisdiction, then we have sovereignty. And then we have the ability to bank together, create an economy of scale, and own it and have a say in how things go from there, right? And if we don't ever get that chance, then it's like all of this suffering is for nothing. But if we have that chance and we can actually do something with it, who knows what we can accomplish? It might not work. We have a terrible world anyway. Who knows? But at least we'll have an opportunity to have a say and really put into effect what we want. And I kind of feel from an esoteric level that all the tribulations I've gone through is because at an energetic level, like that would change the power dynamic on the planet at such a fundamental level that of course it's going to take a lot of energy, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work to really implement something that would benefit humanity. And then we find out if the world was really set up to advance souls or just harvest, right? And if that's the case, then we know where we're at. We know what is about, and we can then make decisions as individuals and as souls and as soul groups to manifest where we want to manifest and in the conditions that we want, knowingly, So there's a lot of like esoteric and etheric sort of push for this to happen. And I think that the spirit of the planet wants this to happen, because I believe that we have all learned enough and grown enough and become aware enough to really start taking accountability for ourselves and for the planet. And, nobody here wants to destroy the planet, and yet we're involving ourselves in a system that just by, taking part in our daily lives, we're contributing to the destruction of the planet. Nobody wants to do that, and nobody wants to go back to the Stone Age, so we need a new solution, and I believe this is it. And it's like, kudos to you all for intuitively feeling that and then learning more about how to get involved and why and ways that we can progress this. Oh, didn't mean to say, I want to do we need some help with Reddit. I'm not able to go on all these platforms and manage all of the comments, and we haven't had a lot of traffic there, but it's a better showing if we do, and it's a better showing if there are people that if anybody here is into Reddit already, to just be in the Fire on chat, answer questions, help people out. I'm going to start making it a point to be there. And then also I want to do bounties. So we'll give out X amount of Fire tokens if you go post on these platforms about it. Just send us screenshots or whatever. We'll give out X amount of tokens if we reach this many subscribers on the Telegram. I want to do some giveaways and some bounties that way for folks who might not otherwise have an opportunity to get them. But still, for all of that, you need to have a MetaMask or Trust wallet. So this week I'll put up videos on the FireOn website on how to use those things. But you all have to make the effort to actually, use them, download them, and start trading on them or hosting coins on them or whatever. Oh, I'm gonna follow that up with savvy. Any other questions? Yes, gamification does work. And again, it's sort of like, we're all here. Let's just do some posts on whatever channels that you do normally post on. No matter whether you've got 100 followers, 5 followers, or 10,000 followers, it doesn't matter. You know, we'll do giveaways. You know, just for posting and spreading the word. But after we get up and the coins are for sale, and you all have an opportunity to get yours at the right price, and then we'll push it up. You know, push it out. I mean. Any other questions? Miss Bree, I believe you've been here before. I'm not certain if you would confirm or deny whether you've been here before. And if not, please introduce yourself and your superpower.
Are you talking to me?
I am talking to labeled Bree.
No, sorry.
Oh, I'm here. Hi.
Hi.
I
Oh,
have
yes.
never been here before. No.
Oh, I thought you have. Sorry.
No, this is my first time.
Well, welcome. Where'd you come through? Which channel?
I actually found y'all on the Steinbart group.
Oh yeah, very
Folks
cool.
are on there.
A lot
Yeah.
of folks in there.
Yeah.
And they were kind enough to let me post baseline and everything as well. So I like those cats.
Yeah. I've been getting into tokens since January, and
Nice.
been doing a lot of research, and that's kind of what it.
Very
kind
cool.
of my background. Yeah.
So are you familiar with the PHIRE project at all? Or is this your first?
I'm not, but I found it on YouTube. I found it, so I'm going to be watching those videos. So
Very cool. So the basic premise is that we create an ecosystem with wallet system and an exchange, and to use it, you have to become a member owner. Once you become a member, you're also an owner. So it's like a decentralized corporation run and managed by everybody. It's sort of like the holy grail of what are called DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations or decentralized autonomous corporations. And the idea is that when we create a private banking system, social network membership club, then not anybody can just join. They have to actually become vetted. We need to know who they are, make sure that they're decent chaps and ladies, and make sure that they are not laundering money or any of this. But once that happens, then we can distribute our profits. And everybody in the organization gets to vote on how we distribute those profits. So if we're making transaction fees on all of the things that go on our decentralized exchange, or you're using the PHIRE credit card and go to Starbucks or wherever, and we're processing that transaction, all of those transaction fees go into a pool. The money needed to run the corporation gets distributed, and then whatever's left over, we all, as a body populace, get to decide on how that's spent. Let's say you have an idea, like, I want to start a food truck, whatever. Then you say, this is how much it costs, this is my team, this is my experience. You make a video, you convince everybody, and then they say, yeah, it's great, let's give Bree the $30,000 that she wants to buy the truck and start the business. And then you go off and start that business, you're making profits, and you're doing so in the PHIRE app, and there's a smart contract whereby whatever profits you're making out of that, we get 10% back. So it's sort of like an investment vehicle, a fund essentially, where we are all deciding together on how to help you build your business and or start new products for the corporation and build a whole lifestyle around value, not just like financial value, but like planetary value, ecological value, sustainable value, regenerative value, like health, well-being, all of these things. So it's a corporation, an organization that we all take part in. The profits are voted on how to execute and deploy those profits by you, the member owners. Make sense?
Yeah. So it's basically like a huge humanitarian project.
Essentially,
right?
Yep. And it'll make a lot of money for a lot of people, but it will more importantly create an opportunity for us as humanity to steer Spaceship Earth collectively together, take accountability, and do so in a clean way that can't be gamified or hacked or corrupted for like at least 1,000 years, so that we can get our spiritual shit together and come up with the next iteration of civilization.
That's amazing. Very cool. How do you become
Welcome,
a
and
member? Or-
how do you
Sorry.
become a member? So right now you can use the app. You can download it in the App Store or the Google Play Store, and you are able to just start using the app. And it's like not where we want it to be. And I haven't been promoting it because it's not where we want to be. And I don't want to come out to the broader market with something that I feel is under par, right? I want to make sure that we go get our first capitalization and get all of the money we need to make it a truly progressive web app and decentralized so that it can't be removed, and then have ourselves like a big old party, and then start really promoting the heck out of it to the broader market. And then the way you become a member then is you have to apply, right? You'd fill out just like you would on Facebook or whatever, put your name, but then you'll have to put your driver's license, do KYC, and then file your taxes appropriately in whatever jurisdiction you are, showing that you are part owner of a corporation, right? And then when that comes about, we'll have classes on exactly how to do that in every jurisdiction, and show you how to account for it in your taxes. And then once you become a member owner, you can use the system. But if you want to make decisions, if you want, you can actually vote on at that level. But if you want to, you have to take classes within the system on how to represent the company, what the company stands for, and then you can become what's called an associate, at which point you have more rights and more benefits, right? And then there's other stratification levels of, like, you can become council members or regional directors or vendor. What's it called when you vet somebody? I forget the word, but essentially a level where you look at all of the proposals that people are putting forth, the initiatives, and vet. If like you wanted to start your food truck, there would be a team of PHIRE professionals who go and basically vet your project before you take it to everybody else, to make sure you have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and help you through that process. You know, make sure you have the right team, and like you're stepping forward with the best foot forward. You know. So there'll be different roles and jobs. And eventually, what I'd like to see, which is, I think, revolutionary, is because the phones will have sensors in them that can tell how deep your meditation is. You set up the phone and you can get paid for meditating and holding PHIRE and the rest of the membership in a good place and with positive energy, right? It's essentially getting paid to pray for the people in the organization. And then same with like mediation. So if there's a conflict between members, you know, there's an HR department that, like, you're an associate resource manager or something, and your job is to, if there are conflicts that need to be done with human touch, then there are people like you say, I have a problem with so and so, and then it goes into a list, and then a bounty is created automatically with a smart contract, and then it filters out to everybody who's qualified for that with their star rating above a certain, rating. And then whoever comes first, kind of like PHIRE, but like for human resources and mediation. So we can really, and it benefits the corporation that everybody's working smoothly and operating at their highest, because it benefits the corporation. There's an ROI for that. Happiness, and efficiency. So that's like the long term and where I could see things going. But steps first is like, let's get the coin out. Let's get the app built on the proper platform with the proper decentralization and security. So we have, so does that answer any of your questions, Bree?
Yes, it did. Thank you very much.
Welcome so much. And thank you for being here and taking time out of your day to figure all this out. So Fong just said, there's a 3-day conference in Sedona at the end of July, and might be something of interest for vendor presenter purposes. Ooh, I know Jace. I should contact him and see if he wants me to come speak. That would be fantastic. Awesome. Thank you. Let me do that right quick. If anybody has any questions, please put your hand up. Otherwise, we'll get into the meditation. Any questions? Any questions? Last chance. He's got a lot of people in here. Are you in the Cosmic Origins chat, Fong, on Telegram?
Hi, yes, I am.
Do you know what his handle is? Is it Fearless?
Oh, well, I think I just go through Cosmic Origins.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I can look, but I don't know what his direct is. I can take a look after we get offline and send it to you. But they haven't announced all of the presenters yet. I know it's 3 days. It's at this beautiful location that they've shared the link with, and they're gonna have music at night.
Oh, yeah, we totally go. I'll perform, I'll speak, whatever, if he'll have me. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, so he's not paying for people to come out.
Nope, don't need it.
That's what I figured, and I think it's going to be a really great crowd. I mean,
Yeah.
you know all the content. I've been following them probably about the same time that I've been following you.
Yeah, we
really like
a whole bunch.
Yeah, I know you know him. That's why I wanted to mention it to you, because he just announced it on Saturday.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I'm planning on going to this one, so I hope some more PHIRE people can make it as well. I mean, I've been dying to go to Sedona.
Me too, actually. I've never been there.
Yeah, me neither. So I'm pretty excited. It's a short flight from LA.
Yeah. Oh, here's a big announcement. I think it's NBC or one of these big networks are starting a blockchain network, and I think they're calling it the Blockchain Network. And they contacted me, and they want me to be one of the big faces of it, because I'm such a wild and crazy guy, I guess. But that's going to create a whole lot of exposure. They love the project. They love PHIRE. They've been diving into it, and like it's like there's so many projects out there that are just like about making money, and they're like, that's a dime a dozen, but you're one of a kind, and what you're doing is like completely humanitarian and good for the planet and good for everybody. So would you be a part of this? And I said yes. So there should be some trailers and stuff coming out soon. I just shot some video for them at this festival that I performed at Saturday for Beltane, and I have to go through the footage and kind of get all of that together. But yeah, so look out for that on the near future, on the horizon. So thanks, Fung. I'm going to get in touch with Jace about that.
Yeah, for sure. Really quick, I have a friend that works at NBC as a contractor, and he's worked there for many, many, many years. So I personally am not a big trust fan of MSN and NBC and knowing what they represent. So if you have you want to do a little background check on some of the people you might be working with, let me know.
Okay. Take you up on that. I don't know that it's NBC.
Yeah, they can twist messages around. So
yeah, I tend to go with just the vibe, that I feel from the people, and I don't pay attention to a lot of the specifics. I have other people that help me with that. But I don't know that it's NBC. I can't remember which one. It could be like HBO. I really don't know. But
okay, let me know.
I've known her for a long time, so.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thanks. All right, okay. Ethan, you've got a question, and then we'll go into the meditation.
Yeah, I was wondering what direction you're going in as far as live streams, just to replace Twitch. Basically, they're having a little trouble keeping their morals in check.
Oh yeah, have they been removing people?
For the wrong reasons, and it's more of it's like chatterbait basically right now, and everybody's complaining about it. And if a streaming site came up tomorrow, a lot of people would jump on it.
We have a sister or brother organization that is working on a blockchain streaming service. There's DLive, and they're good, but they won't let you stream unless you have like already a couple 100,000 followers or something. So it's not getting a whole bunch of traction. Some people stream to it. I am looking into this other project. I don't know if I'm allowed to say their name yet, but they're really cool folks. And Bree might be familiar with them. They're doing like a blockchain based, kind of like a PHIRE, but mostly focused on media rather than the banking and transactions. So when they're ready, I'll be using them. Otherwise, we have some options and companies that we've been looking at. If we could just buy them, that'd be awesome. If we can partner with them, that's cool too. Or if we can, fork basically like a TikTok, essentially. You know, there's a lot of TikTok clones out there, and they wouldn't be too expensive to buy and or just fork, essentially. So if we can throw that in there and then maybe not put it like straight to the blockchain as it's going, but store everything like you do the live on a regular streaming platform or a regular streaming, you know, centralized servers that are distributed with backups and everything, and then post it to the blockchain right after as a recording. That's something that we've been talking about as well, because there's not a very good live streaming blockchain solution out there right now that I'm aware of.
Not a lot of them are using crypto either. I mean, something as big as Twitch, you'd think they'd be using Bitcoin or anything like that. You have to put
Correct.
a bank account up to it
So
to donate to anybody.
Odyssey is a great one. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I've heard of it. It's just not as populated, I want to say.
Correct. There's not a lot of attention there yet. But
yeah, and I don't want to build like a big user base or something, have to move it or something like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people don't want to do that.
Yeah, I want PHIRE to be able to be that place where you can kind of do everything, you know?
Yeah, it's incentive for streamers, you know?
Yep, yep.
Anyways, thanks for answering that.
No, I appreciate you, man. And, you know, I should be coming up to NC soon. And technically, if you wanted to go start living on the property right now, you could. You know, let's just talk about that later.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. Peace out.
All right. Much love. That makes it time for meditation. Should I? You're gonna be okay and not shoot my ear off? No? Okay. So in that case, thank you everybody who's here for the fireside chat, and thanks for all of the really insightful questions. We are going to begin our meditation part of the fireside chat now. And what that looks like for anybody who's not been here, we'll do a quick visualization of a relaxation with a golden light that flows into our body, fills us up, coherently structuring our atoms and our cells, increasing the capacity for electromagnetic energy to flow through us. Then we'll do a breathing exercise, which takes that field and expands it into our auric field so that we structure not just our body cells, but the air molecules around us to represent our thoughts, our feelings, and create that magnetic personality, increase the capacity of our entire vessel to structure reality around us at the local field level. And then, you know, then we'll go through a process where we visualize our expansion and understand the density of information that's contained within each one of our cells. So if you'd find yourself in a comfortable seated position and or lying down, we will begin. So begin by finding yourself in a seated position comfortably, or lying down comfortably, listening to my words, becoming present in this moment, releasing any of your considerations, concerns, or tensions from the previous day or from the morning, allowing yourself to take those concerns and put them aside for now. Take a moment to be grateful and present, free as a bird, free in your spirit, focused in gratitude for this moment and the breath that you inhale and exhale. We are going to visualize a golden rose gold light cascading through our vessel, through your body, as a light and candle flowing through a cave. And as this light connects with you, touches you from the outside in, imagine any stress or concern or tension melting off of your vessel, melting off of your being, like warm coconut oil melting off your body into a pool below you, or wax falling down the candle to gather in a pool below you. And we'll begin with the rose gold light shining down on the crown of your head, opening up the energy centers along your spine, And as that rose gold light fills inside of your cranium, goes south from the skull into your brain, releasing, relaxing the synapses, relieving you of the tension and fears and concerns, allowing yourself to tap into the eternal, infinite creator of which you are a part. And as the light fills up your vessel and goes south to your eyes and covers your third eye, opening up your vision into truth, into perception, into what may be. Release the tension from your eyes, and your ears, and your cheeks, as the light continues to fill your skull, covering your jaw and your chin, structuring the atoms and cells within your body, creating perfect harmony and balance within your brain, within your eyes, within your jaw, within your ears, and the rest of your skull. Allow that warmth and light to flow down into your throat, opening up the potential channels for truth to be spoken through your vessel, to be expressed through your being. With the warmth and coherence of the atoms, melting the stress and considerations off of you, like wax falling off of a candle. Relaxation, peace. And as the light continues down through your shoulders, your clavicle, down through your back, coming to your lungs and releasing any grief, covering your biceps, your pecs, lighting up your heart and your lungs, that you might open into gratitude for this moment, for simply being alive, for simply being. And all of the stress melting off of you like warm coconut oil into a pool below you. Deeper into acceptance and deeper into relaxation. And as the light continues down, filling your biceps and your lungs and your ribs, down to your solar plexus, opening up the channels there to know that you are, that you exist, that you are a divine facet on the infinite creator's gem, a note in the grand symphony of creation, pure and true, earnest in your heartfelt strivings for peace and love and being, stressless, present, aware. Imagine the atoms where this rose gold light is inside of your vessel, lining up perfectly like the flower of life. All of the atoms and cells structured in perfect integrity, perfect coherence. An oscillating note of sound and light creating the vessel within which you experience reality. As the light continues to fill up your vessel, going further south into your belly, your intestines, your spleen, your kidneys, touching the root chakra there, where your creativity resides, where your striving and directed energy focuses. Relaxation in the belly, from the tip of your crown to the belly, warmth, effortless being, structured integrity, a clear channel of electric life force energy. And as the light continues down further into your pelvis and your root chakra, you find that you are part of a tribe. You are part of a soul group of people, each divine facet on the infinite gem of the Creator. Family, one, safe, communal, tribe. As the light continues to fill up your vessel, thighs, knees, shins, ankles, and toes, until your entire vessel is completely filled with structured light and conscious gnosis, awareness, self-awareness. Imagine all of the cells in your body structured like the flower of life in perfect alignment. As a capacitor for life force energy that flows through you to be channeled through your will force, your choices, your attention. You become aware of the last bits of stress melting off of you into a pool below you. Things that you will have to address, but not now. You are above them. They cannot touch you. You are pure light, pure awareness, pure gnosis of the infinite creator and its fractal representation of that which you call yourself, that which I am. And as you are breathing comfortably and still, begin to become aware of the light that you are and that you exude, and the influence on the air molecules around you, that they too may become structured like the flower of life around you in coherent, powerful, magnetic gnosis. Like iron filings around a magnet, become aware of the air molecules aligning themselves to your intention, to your power, to your connecting, and your intention. Imagine them oscillating and rotating around you in perfect coherence and balance. A vessel of light expressing its truth. You are expressing your being into the field, increasing the amount of energy that the earth provides you and that the heavens provide you in a perfect torus of electromagnetic structuring. Be completely still and at peace. We will begin the breathing, whereby we pull and draw in the energy of the earth and the electromagnetic resonance of the Schumann fields as a tornado spiraling up your spine within each inhale, increasing the amount of light within your vessel, increasing the capacitive understanding of electromagnetic life force through your being. And when we complete our inhale, we will pause and hold it, increasing our awareness of our stillness and floating in the divine field of conscious holographic understanding and experience. And then when we exhale, you will spiral the energy that you have inhaled out through the crown of your head as a spiraling water fountain to increase the amount of energy in your auric field, increase the greater coherence of that field, and increase the structure of the atoms and molecules in the air around you, which will increase the life force and capacitive understanding of your vessel, that you might draw into your reality that which you seek with more rapidity, coherence, and grace. And with the full exhale, we will hold it, increasing our understanding of our place within the grand symphony of oscillating atoms and molecules. And we will do this 4 times. Inhale, drawing the energy up your spine in a tornado. Hold it. Exhale, spiraling the water fountain of life energy around your auric field. And hold it. Drawing the energy up from the earth, inhale, spiraling through your spine and vessel. And hold it. Aware of the universal connection, exhale, spiraling that energy into your auric field and electromagnetic field, and hold it. Inhale, drawing the energy up from the earth through your vessel, increasing your capacity for life. And hold it. Exhale, structuring the air around you with your intention and purity, and hold it. Inhale the energy up from the earth. Hold it. Exhale, increasing the capacity of life and light in your vessel and field, and hold it. Stillness in the Divine One. Inhale the energy up through your spine and hold it. Stillness in the Divine One. And exhale the spiraling tornado of life force energy around your auric field and hold it. One last time, inhale the energy up from the earth. Hold it. Exhale and breathe in comfort, understanding that the field around you is like an electromagnetic field of a magnet, and that the molecules of air around you structure themselves to your intentions, increasing your capacity for a magnetic personality, increasing your capacity for manifestation and drawing to you that which you seek. The more attention that you provide for your breathing and for this field, the greater and more clear your vessel is for the transmutation of life force energies into the manifestation of creation, reality generation. And as you are breathing there comfortably and aware of the molecules of the air around you, become aware that they hold in their structures thoughts and emotions of your time, of your story, of your song. In this field is where you become aware of the friends who are about to call you, or the people who are speaking of you many miles away. The greater capacity for intention and subversive feeling at the subconscious level, the greater your capacity for clairvoyance and understanding of that which is around you in the subtle levels, and that which will enter into your field of awareness. Take a moment to be aware of this field around you. Imagine the structures, the geometric forms that the air molecules take, representing various formations of thought and intention. Now become aware of the greater field around you in the room that you are in, understanding that you have this field with structured atoms and structured molecules holding your intentions and emotions. Become aware of the tracks that those molecules leave in the walls and space within your within your home, within your room, within your place. The memories and emotions of times gone by left like tracks in the sand at a molecular level in the space that you are finding yourself. A field of intention, a field of awareness, a field of history and gnosis. This vessel that you find your vessel within, housing you. Maybe it is your workplace, maybe it is your home, maybe it is a house, maybe it is an apartment complex. Become aware of the structure of it, how it is built, the materials that it is made of, the purpose that it holds, the story that it contains. The history of your life in this place, the molecules affected by your molecules, a small song in the grand symphony of creation, of which you are a part. As you are aware of this space, become infinitely attached, represented by these molecules. Increase your size and awareness to take up the totality of this room. Increase your size and awareness to float up and through this place. Become aware of this building and its place in the town or forest or city that it finds itself in. that you find yourself in. Become aware of the millions of life forms, plants, insects, four-legged ones, winged ones, two-legged ones, in this place around your home or around your complex. Each one a note in the symphony of creation of which you are a part. Increase your size and magnification until you are aware of the county or state that you are in, that your home or your town is within, with its own song, with its own story, its own history and gnosis. A sea of moving atoms and molecules, creating infinite forms, infinite directions in time, from the past to this moment now, and all of the probable and potential futures from this point forward, that you will be able to choose with consciousness, awareness, and accountability, understanding that the courses before you unfold as the stories chosen by you, whether consciously or unconsciously. Aware that all of these atoms in this sea of moving gnosis are a sea that you swim within, that you float within, comprising infinite probabilities, full of universes of potential and energy. Increase your size and magnification until you are above the nation that you find yourself in, complete with all of the hundreds of millions of life forms, the billions of insects, billions of four-legged ones, billions of winged ones, the air molecules, the plants, the dirt and the soil alive with thriving, pulsing, conscious gnosis. A sea of awareness comprised of trillions of atoms, filled with infinite universes within each atom. A sea of gnosis, a sea of sound and light, a grand symphony of creation, in perfect balance of which you are a part, connected. Increase your size and magnification until we are floating above the planet, at the very upper edges of the atmosphere. As if you were so light you would float on the gas that is oxygen and nitrogen. An entire planet, history of billions of years. Reptilian dominance, aviary dominance, mammalian dominance, structured civilizations between each of those epochs, intelligent life forms, experiencing themselves, understanding themselves within the grand symphony of creation. Up until this present century, the striving of all of the humans, learning, growing, creating, forming civilizations and structures of organized collective consciousness, with billions of life forms, plants and animals, the entire history of the earth here, present, now, hidden among the formations of atoms and molecules. And as we float above this gaseous atmosphere, become aware of those of you who are here as light, balls of light floating at the upper edges of the atmosphere. Imagine light webs from you to each one of the others, from each one of the others to you and to one another. A collection, a web of intention and innocent, earnest, heartfelt striving for peace and balance, striving for beauty and love, each one an expression of love's longing for itself, facets of the divine infinite creator reflecting from one another, increasing our intention and our collective will force to manifest a probability and set of probabilities in time and space that we may witness and bear witness to an unfolding lotus of beauty and balance in the planet below. Invoke in yourself a wellspring of gratitude for the ability to manifest, to create, to draw forth reality, and send that gratitude and peace to the planet below you, that all the other life forms there may, for but a moment, know peace, know effortlessness, know balance and stillness. And as you do that, become aware of the angelic beings around you who are doing the same, who are guardians of this place, who help those who are seeking and infuse inspiration, invocation, and the probabilities and possibilities of manifesting imaginative, creative potentials. And as we increase our size and magnification, we become aware of the moon, its journey throughout space and history, its life force, its song, its gnosis, its awareness. For in this sea, in this grand symphony of creation, all things are aware. All things are formulations of atoms and collective understanding, creating stratum of awareness and consciousness. As you increase your size and magnification, you become aware of the other spheres in this solar system, the other planets, comprised of infinite molecules and atoms, churning gases, melting rocks, frozen waters, infinite probabilities of manifest form, with billions and trillions of atoms coalescing and forming various expressions of reality, all of which are conscious and aware, in grander probabilities than a single human could comprehend, spiraling around a central sun of awareness, a conscious breathing life force creating the atoms within which we are clothed, manifesting with the purest power of intention and striving, an entire symphony for within which you are clothed, that you, the fractal spark of that divine awareness, have separated into, to become aware individually, to reflect back the grand symphony in your integrity, in your truth, in your awareness, in your consciousness. An entire spiraling system of awareness and exploration of life, with millions and millions of souls dancing in perfect balance and in harmony. And as you increase your size and magnification, the solar system shrinks into a pinprick of light. And you are aware that there are millions of pinpricks of light floating in the sea of space around you, each one a system of its own right, conscious and aware, full of the exploration of so-called life, the unfolding of trillions of formations of atoms into trillions of manifest forms at various levels of awareness and consciousness. Each one of those pinpricks of light, an entire civilization of history, countless life forms, countless fractal facets of the divine gem of the infinite creator. Entire civilizations which have come and gone over billions of years. Entire conscious collectives distilled into the formations of the shining light of each of their systems. A grand symphony of gnosis and logos. As you increase your size and magnification, each one of those pinpricks of light shrink until you are floating above the Milky Way galaxy, spiraling around a central star of bright light, pure consciousness, the distillation of all of the infinite star systems within it, and all of the infinite life forms within those star systems throughout the infinite years of history. The collective song of creation spiraling through the grand symphony of this system. The power of endless star systems churning reality into existence for the exploration of the infinite creator in all of its manifest infinite forms. And as you increase your size and magnification, the galaxy itself shrinks, and you realize that there are other galaxies, countless galaxies in this sea of space, each one comprised of infinite star systems and infinite civilizations, infinite intentions, and infinite points of awareness reflecting back the grand symphony of creation. And as you increase your size and magnification, all of those galaxies shrink until there is one pinprick of light, the center of an atom, of which an electromagnetic force spirals around it. And you find yourself in the tiniest of atoms, but though it is the largest of spaces. As you increase your size and magnification, you are aware of other atoms collected around that atom, each one comprised of an infinite universe of infinite potential, unfolding manifest forms at various levels of consciousness, all infinite fractals of the divine, infinite creator. And as these atoms are structured perfectly in coherence like the flower of life, you recognize that they form molecules. And as you increase your size and magnification, you recognize that those molecules, comprised of infinite universes as atoms, create a cell within the vessel of your being. And your vessel, your cells, you increase your size and magnification till you are sitting back in the space that you call here and now, comprised of billions of atoms, full of infinite universes, full of churning star systems and the infinite power of creation through each cell that you are clothed in. The power of ancient civilizations coursing through your veins, in each one of the atoms comprising the strategic formations of cells and organs and vessels cooperating to create the vessel that you experience reality through. Through infinite layers of density of information, as you comprise and can be aware of all of these atoms, full of the infinite power of infinite star systems, churning within each one of your cells and each one of your blood vessels, you are literally comprised of the light of creation. A being of light and sound and gnosis in the grand symphony of light and sound and gnosis. I give thanks for being able to share this moment with you and this deeper understanding of our truth, of our true, effortless, unbounded nature. And so it is. Aho.
Aho.
Become aware of yourself and your fingers. Twitch your toes if need be. Thank you, Lightning. Thank you, everybody who is here. Appreciate you. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week, and hopefully we'll all have fire tokens. If anybody has anything they want to share about that meditation, please do so. Just go ahead and unmute yourself and say whatever you need, and then we'll be on. Thank you, Allison. And we are